Hello and welcome to the first TV post Big Bang here for Updog Blues Wrestling. As always, Slayer Mathis here with me in the booth, and we're kicking off with, we will hear from our new champion.
Edward Cullen, bit of a shock win out at Big Bang, taking the Multiversal Championship, and out here I think trying to address some of the people who might have doubted him to start off.
The new UBW Multiversal Champion, Edward Cullen.
Of course, the men's main event, I guess. The Noid versus Edward Cullen. The Noid was the fan favorite on that night, but there is still a lot of respect for Edward. He's not
He's someone that definitely knows how to fight. He's been around for hundreds of years. He's someone who is experienced with fights, while the Noid, not exactly someone who's...
This man fought werewolves, and obviously the Noid, he's not quite on that tier.
And of course, someone howling in the background, trying to taunt Edward Cullen, I think.
Like he said, he fights werewolves. And...
we'll have to hear what Edward said.
What Edward has to say here. Putting over the Noid. Until eternity, he is immortal. I believe vampires do live, we said, hundreds of years, so that may be a literal threat to reign for the until the end of time.
And always a good thing to have someone who is willing to be a fighting champion, someone who's out there willing to put their title on the line.
Oh wait, speaking of champions, we don't have to wait long, because here comes the intergalactic champion, Doug Dimmadome.
Doug Dimmadome winning a fantastic multi-man match to win the intergalactic title.
He beat Tyrus, he beat Mars Morales, and he beat Harold Squarepants, who I hear we will see in the opening match tonight. Harold Squarepants, but Doug Dimmadome is coming out to confront the Multiversal champion.
Wanting to speak to him champion to champion.
Two of the top men here in UBW.
The question is, how civil is this going to be?
I don't know, they both seem like fine gentlemen, so...
The two of them looking to square off against each other. They're not exactly coming on the greatest of terms right now.
How dare you?
And the Dimalema, champion v champion.
This little Dimalema could be What is... Okay.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz, not someone who you expected to hear from right away. Not someone who you expect to see in this champion v champion.
What's he's coming out here? What's he got to say for himself? Dr. Doofenshmirtz, he must have some sort of plan.
Absolutely surprising. And
says
the newest member
of Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated taking on the champions next week. So, I guess that's why he's here. He's got a plan up his sleeve. Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Someone with the Star Makerinator. And, Doofenshmirtz, someone who is very talented out there and clearly has something in mind.
We'll have to see if Mr. Malloy can get that made official. Doofenshmirtz clearly has tag team or championship goal in his mind for his group. And now, speaking of tag team action,
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing the participants first. From Bikini Bottom, Harold Squarepants.
Harold Squarepants, probably one of the more surprising people out here in the early days of UBW.
And of course, this match here stems from Harold's time in the Royal Rumble, of course. He had a bit of an altercation with our good friend Bald Tay in that match. And Harold, he also formed a bit of an alliance with Kirito in that Royal Rumble. So Harold and Kirito have aligned here tonight to try and take on Bald Tay and his chosen tag team partner.
Will be interesting to see it. Now, again, here at UBW, you never know what you're going to get. Some top-tier action coming on between people who you don't usually see together.
Of course, worldwide, the tag team champions, we saw some of the greatest tag teams here in UBW, but of course a win here for either of these teams could put them in contention, who knows? I do hear the tag team champions aren't here tonight, but they will be here next week. So, this could be a good opportunity for Harold and Kirito, or perhaps Tay and his partner, which we don't speak into existence because we don't want that, to step up to the championship ranks.
But of course, UBW, lots of people who will be fighting for that, and maybe some people who aren't champions could be working to have a big team out here, looking to make something happen.
His tag team partner from Eintracht, Kirito.
Kirito, of course. Did do right for himself in the Royal Rumble as well, but this is the first time we've seen him since the Royal Rumble, because he wasn't in a championship match. He was
someone who is, a very strong competitor. Some might say overpowered, but didn't really show it off too well in the Rumble match.
Kirito actually did come third in the Royal Rumble, so I'm actually misremembering. He got 3 eliminations and came third and lasted 11 minutes, so not too shabby from him either. But apparently just not good enough to qualify for the Fatal 4-Way at Big Bang. But, he's got a chance to really prove his worth here tonight in this first match of UBW Television. Following...
We did have the tournaments beforehand, the Royal Rumbles beforehand, but here on UBW TV, we have more coming on. We have a lot more to show off here.
A very in-depth roster of incredible talent. And, of course, this man.
And their opponents from Dorset, England, Bhad Bhabie.
Bhad Bhabie, everyone's least favorite member of the UBW roster. This son of a bitch. I hope he gets his ass kicked here tonight.
Something that we always want to see, Bhad Bhabie getting his ass kicked.
Bhad Bhabie, of course, was eliminated by Harold Squarepants, and because he's a sore loser and a salty bit, that's why we've got this match here tonight. And Bhad Bhabie has apparently, called a close personal friend of his to be his tag team partner for this match. We'll have to see who that is. Who on earth would want to be friends with Bhad Bhabie?
I think whoever it would be has to be some of the most wretched people out there.
And yep, this checks out.
And his tag team partner, residing in Hollywood, California, The Miz.
The Miz, of course, answering the call of Bhad Bhabie. Who else would it be?
Really, not too many people who it could be other than him. Really just, someone who is just a dastardly person right now. And says he's awesome, but, how awesome are you really when you're matched up, when you have Bhad Bhabie on your side?
True. You're looking at a terrible tag team, and this guy isn't even the biggest douchebag on it. The Miz and Bhad Bhabie looking to settle the score against Harold, Squarepants, and Kirito in the first match of the new era of UBW Television as we head towards our next pay-per-view, which I still haven't named yet. But there's the bell, and the first match gets underway. Of course, tag team tornado rules here. Something
that we always are promoting, that chaos going on out here in the ring with tag team tornado rules.
You really could credit Daisy, because we're going to see her in action coming up in a little bit. She demanded tag team tornado rules at the pay-per-view, and I guess every single match is now just tornado ever since.
Some big moves right now. Bhad Bhabie and The Miz, both doing very well.
They're both on top. Tay takes them down, and please don't let these guys win. Of course, still to come tonight, our main event for the UBW Multiversal Women's Championship. Bhad Bhabie did promise the first title opportunity to Belle Delphine, and that is our main event here on UBW Television. And Kirito, Tiger Bomb! rattling Bald Tay's chrome dome across the floor. Now Harold fighting back. Harold and Kirito taking down the Miz, and a missed springboard kick, and Superman punch by Harold Squarepants. Now he's just mounting on Bald Tay as the Miz takes a breather.
Kirito maybe looked to go to the outside, but Dead goes back, beats up Bald Tay. Something that we all want to do out here.
You want a 2-on-1 assault on Bald Tay. Down he goes.
Of course, for those of you unfamiliar, Bald Tay, one of the members of the alter ego of one of the members of UBW, of the Updogs.
Of the UBW Commissioner Board, who drafted himself to be on the roster because he's a narcissist. So, matching him up with The Miz is perfect.
A violent, and of course...
Harold! Poison Rana by Harold on The Miz.
And Harold, surprising athleticism from him. I mean, he is a senior citizen, but he does a lot of good work. It's just flipping The Miz around, and...
Harold is not somebody that, when this started, I thought would be, one of the brightest stars on the roster, but he's really put in the showing. Maybe it is his wife getting attacked after that first Royal Rumble.
Canadian Destroyer!
Bikini Destroyer by Harold. He goes for the cover. That could be it. Bald Tay's distracted.
And Bald Tay, too, focused on Kirito. The Miz kicking out at 2 is now Harold up to the top rope. As he's planning out there, nothing. Instead wants to go and help his partner.
And now Kirito outside as well as The Miz has Harold and Bald Tay. And Bald Tay, no! Come on, Harold, get out! Yes!
Just a very quick kick out from Harold Squarepants. And, that arm.
Of course, they're not Fool's Count anywhere, like the people that's happening in the ring. So Miz and Kirito right now cannot end the match, but Bald Tay and Harold can.
As Bald Tay just tried to unleash a combo of strikes onto Harold, and it's going back and forth, not a wrestling match, but a brawl.
Bald Tay. You just put Harold Squarepants to sleep there. And Kirito down. Harold kicks out of 2. And now Harold on the offense. At the technical wizardry of the technical mastermind of Bikini Bottom. There it is, the Bikini Bottom to Bald Tay.
The Bikini Bottom. This could be it. 1, 2, no. Bald Tay kicking out in the Miz. Quickly in Kirito. Down on the outside.
Bald Tay. Big forearm. Come on, Harold, get out of that. He's got the ropes.
Single punch, Harold. Some nice ring presence to just grab onto the rope immediately.
Of course, we have seen some, shoddy refereeing in UBW already so far. One of the Mars Morales in the tag team tournament, his rope break wasn't spotted, but thankfully, Harold, referee, was on site this time.
Of course, we are still early days of the company, and we are working out some of our non-head referees.
Brock Lesnar takes all the main events, but we don't know who gets the other matches.
Of course,
maybe it's Jarrett.
Brock Lesnar, our top guy out there, but we can't have him for every match. It's now Kirito working down on The Miz.
Of course, Tamina, also a referee.
And a big powerbomb on the outside!
Harold of a knee
from Harold in the middle of the ring.
Bikini Bottom number 2! Tay's down! That's it!
He's down to The Miz. I think he managed to get away from Kirito. Yes, he did.
Son of a bitch. I'm supposed to not show favoritism here on the booth, but we don't want Tay and The Miz winning. Now Kirito takes Miz down, but Tay's going to sneak a pin in.
And Kirito's nice ring presence, sees out of the corner of his eye that Harold is in danger, and still gives enough time to break it up.
I have to think the difference between a tag team match and a singles match is double destroy to The Miz. The tag team matches, you have to have eyes in the back of your head, basically.
Right now, Bald Tay and The Miz on top of things, but again, Miz going after Kirito. I think Miz somewhat jealous of the popularity of Kirito.
I have to give the devil his due. Bald Tay and The Miz, third Bikini Bottom.
Third time is the charm. 1,
is it the charm?
2. No.
Oh my God, Tay.
Kicking out. And I think really just that adrenaline from that hatred really rolling in both Harold and Bald Tay.
As I was saying, I hate to give the devil their due, but Miz and Tay do seem to have a plan in this match, because It's basically been Miz on the outside fighting Kirito all the time and Tay in the ring fighting Harold, and that's worked out pretty well for them. Tiger Bomb on the outside.
It's been very back and forth, and really, I think we're kind of seeing a lot of strengths. Harold and Bald Tay, much more of the brawling style, not trained fighters really in the slightest. Meanwhile, the Miz, trained wrestler Kirito, saved Aincrad, saved Elfheim, someone who has a lot of experience out in fighting. Bald Tay, just a kidney punch to Harold Squarepants. I don't even think fighters have kidneys.
When did Tay learn all this stuff? Miz and Tay are dominating this right now, I hate to say it. Things you absolutely despise to see is this right here.
Right now, still working down on Harold Squarepants, not giving him any time to
Of course,
breathe.
a fun fact about this match, as I said earlier on, it could have tag team counter implications. The Miz didn't do a very good job in the Royal Rumble he was in, but he did get one elimination. And that elimination he got was on Pitbull, who is one half of the tag team champions right now, so...
Nice combination with the suplex by Harold, and Tay rolling out of the way.
Get him, Harold, come on. Kirito, it's a spear by Tay!
A big spear by Tay!
Out of his square pants!
And Kirito just exhausted from fighting the Miz, something that you just never really expect to hear. Fighting the Miz should be pretty easy.
So should fighting Bald Tay, but here we go. Kirito, one of the most overpowered, anime characters of all time, struggling with Bald Tay.
Of course, in fairness, Kirito more of a sword fighter than a fist fighter, but even still.
What's Miz doing? Miz is just watching it. Just get in. Okay.
Miz, I think, maybe waiting for Kirito to lower his guard as Harold Squarepants pinning the Miz 2 and 3. Bit of an anticlimactic finish, but
I have to say, Miz and Tay did good, but Miz let the side down right there.
The team of Harold Squarepants and Kirito.
And, I mean, again, not exactly the way you expected the match to finish. You saw
I can't speak for Tay, but in my mind, I can't see how issues between Tay and Harold are over after that.
That one, I think, a good showing is, looks like Harold Squarepants and Kirito looking to see that tag team gold, but of course,
get back to Haru
find out. Hear from Haru Kumura.
Of course, he's referring to her and Rise Kuchikawa in that Royal Rumble, the two sort of went head-to-head for a brief time there. And she wants Rise one-on-one next week. Let's see if, Rise can accept that and if Mr. Malloy can get that match made, because that will be a big match added to the show. Wait, who the fuck is that? Who was that?
A little bit of intrigue going on backstage, but we can't really catch up with that as we do have another match coming on in.
And speaking of tag team implications, this is
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Twin Leaf Town in the Sinnoh region, Dawn!
Of course, at Big Bang, Daisy and Peach defeated Dawn and May for the tag team championships. Though this isn't tag team contest, we've got singles action here tonight. Dawn taking on Princess Daisy.
I mean, they did show a great showing out at Big Bang, and of course they did fight very well. Dawn and May not successful in winning the tag team gold, but I still think, seeing who is the better woman even still in singles. And of course,
this is, you've got to assume this is technically a contenders match, and if Dawn can win here tonight, that does give her and May a leg up to get a potential rematch for the titles. But Daisy, of course, the chosen one from her team, going at this alone. We saw a little bit of her using her princess power, her princess clout, you could say, to get the match turned into a tornado tag match.
And her opponent from Sarasaland.
Daisy looks like as champion trying to take things a little bit more seriously, not going as flashy with the dress, instead going for a more probably a better.
This was the point I wanted to bring up. He said, Daisy going into this singles match, she's wearing her own gear instead of, the dress to match Peach. So maybe she's taking herself as a singles competitor more seriously, and maybe, I don't know what to read into it, but it's interesting to say the least.
That could definitely be something to keep in mind. And really, if Daisy loses this match, it might be something that Peach will have to bring up. Of course, notable that neither of the tag team's partners are in the other's corner, but...
They are not. Daisy going at it alone. And an early springboard forearm. And speaking of women's champions, I have just received word that next week, she's not here tonight, but next week the women's intergalactic champion, Yeji, will be issuing an open challenge for her championship on next week's show. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Of course, with as many people, as unexpected of people as we can find out here in UBW, you never know who will accept that, as Daisy still flying ahead. A lot of dominance early on in this match.
I never realized the size difference between Dawn and Daisy until right now.
Of course, does hurt Dawn, only 10 years old, as going for a quick pinfall. But despite, being a trainer, someone who doesn't usually fight on her own, Daisy's still a strong competitor alongside May.
So like I say, Daisy is doing all those springboards. And maybe that does have to do with, the streamlined gear. She can't really dive around as well in the dress and heels as she can in her, sports gear. So maybe this is unlocking a different side of her that we didn't see at the pay-per-view.
Another thing, Daisy does have that fighting experience, of course, from Smash Bros. Recent edition, finally getting her chance to shine, and Dawn, again, someone who hasn't had a full appearance out there. As Daisy still keeping the strikes onto Dawn. And another handstand.
If the tournament has anything to go by, these are two halves of our two top tag teams in the women's UBW women's division. So Daisy rolling up. Oh, super kick.
A big kick to Dawn's face, and Daisy just taking her time getting to that top rope. Dawn hasn't really had much offense in this. Had a couple of strikes early on, but it's been all Daisy all day. Yeah, rough kick there is now Dawn finally getting some chops in. But stopped by Daisy. Daisy, I think, went for that springboard, but Dawn able to stop her.
Oh, and a running Meteora. Daisy with the takedown.
Whereas Dawn rolls out of the way.
I actually do believe Daisy, along with, the current champions, is undefeated here in UBW. Because she wasn't in either of the Rumbles. Peach was. So Daisy unbeaten here. She won the entire tournament.
One of the rare people to have wrestled previously that has...
I believe the only other undefeated in the entire company will be Edward Cullen and Bhad Bhabie.
Of course, as we said, Bhad Bhabie going to be showing up later today, but Dawn with that nice Pele kick.
I'm getting a word in my ear that the champion Bhad Bhabie has just arrived, and we're going to hear from her and see what's going on there as soon as this match ends.
And again, that springboard, this time with the drop kick. Daisy just taking advantage of this and just
Daisy sort of wrestling this match like she is, the more dominant, more powerful competitor. Which I guess she is when you look at the two, but it's just not an avenue you expect someone like Daisy to take during the match.
And just getting right up from the suplex, just the adrenaline flowing through Daisy's veins, is dropping down, leapfrog.
Adrenaline in her soul!
And the hip attack sends Dawn down. And now, again, getting Dawn on the ropes. No, instead, clubbing blow. As Dawn struggling her way into the corner.
This is the knees. Oh, and there's that running kick. That could be it.
Big jump kick.
And Daisy down the ropes.
Daisy, some smarts in order to rule Sarasaland. Holds onto the ropes as a big kick from a laying position, I should say.
Oh, and there's that chop to the throat. Of course, there's that move. It took 3 of those to win the titles back at Big Bang. It could only take 1 hit a night to put Dawn down.
Dawn looks completely out of it. I think this will be it. 1, 2... No, Dawn!
Shoulders up.
Nice resilience.
Women's wrestling, chant the UBW faithful. Of course, we are very, equal here in UBW. 2 men's and 2 women's matches every week.
Of course, equal amount of titles for each. And really, depending on what we think will be the bigger draw, will depend on the main event. Won't be a focus on men's main event or women's main event.
I mean, I'm sure next week's main event is going to be that tag team match, you know, with those two members of Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated taking on our two champions. But
Right
who's
now,
to say for sure?
Daisy calling Dawn up to her feet.
Oh,
Going
Dawn
in,
called the
and Dawn,
Oh.
the impressive strength.
power bomb.
A big powerbomb there, Dawn, channeling the strength of a machoke. As now,
Yeah,
getting
for
some
another Pele
offense in on
kick. Oh,
Daisy,
off.
but no, a clothesline cuts off the attempt at a comeback.
There's been Dawn's grown into this match the longer it's gone on, I'd say. And now Daisy, look at the ground, you know, the Sinnoh champion.
And I think at this point, Daisy's really just kind of showing off to Dawn. Early on in the match, dominated with high-octane offense, now slowing things down. I think Daisy trying to make a statement that he's
Something on
not...
the back. Oh, just kick to the head.
And still... And Daisy just trying to show that she could be a singles champion, but right now, loyalty to her friendship with Peach, keeping her in the tag division, but wanting to maybe make a statement.
But
towards
as an
DSG.
outsider looking in, it seems like Daisy thinks she's in control of that tag team, you know. You saw what she did at the pay-per-view, you know, demanding the stipulation get changed. Now she's out here tonight in her own, you know, singles attire.
You know, it is very possible. I mean, with a roster like this, we do need some egos, but Dawn managing to switch.
And her ego would certainly be bruised if, you know, one of the women she beat at Big Bang can get the rebound win here tonight.
Of course, especially after leading in the match so much early on, but now just a flurry of attacks and...
Oh no, this could be it here. If she hits another one of those, I don't even know what to call it, neck breakers, it could be over. There it is!
And that rolling neck breaker. And
I think that
from
might
a
be
ring
it.
awareness.
Lights out for Dawn. There's the end
And
of the cover. One,
making sure we have a
two,
good check on the
three.
shoulders, and Daisy. Dawn put up
Another
a good
dominant
fight.
display by Daisy. Very dominant, but, you know, Dawn did put up her own fight.
Here is your winner, Princess Daisy.
I mean, Dawn,
Daisy.
someone who, I mean, really all that matters was those 3 seconds. We can see still on the outside, still recovering. Dawn, a very good competitor, even still,
But
but
I have to say that, you know, that might put an end to that little mini rivalry, which means when it comes to the women's tag team champions, we're still no closer to knowing the next potential challengers. And there is the champion.
Bhad Bhabie out here. The champion not holding her belt right now.
Sakura's.
Sakura Haruno.
You know, just, oh, okay. No issues. She's just, you know, good, being a good sport. Bhad Bhabie, not so much. The
Bhad Bhabie
disrespect
not
from our champion.
Not impressed by the approach by Sakura. Down to our third match of the night.
It's time for some showcase action here, as Double J, Jeff Jarrett, makes his way out to the ring.
The following contest
Jeff
is
Jarrett out here.
One fall. Introducing first, from Nashville, Tennessee, Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett, one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time, looking to make his mark out here in UBW. Didn't appear in any of our previous showcases, and I think maybe taking that a little bit to heart.
He was in the Royal Rumble. That's been his only appearance here so far. But we have got a nice showcase match here tonight. There's nothing really on the line other than, you know, the chance to, you know, climb the ranks here in UBW, which I mean could lead to a intergalactic title shot in the future. But yes, Jeff Jarrett here.
I mean, these showcase matches very important because we do have limited matches for a very stacked roster, so you really need to make yourself shine when you have TV time.
You got to make the most of your time, but of course, Jarrett's not the only person who's going to be hoping to do just that. His opponent tonight's also going to want to make most of his TV time. And here he comes now, Mr. Ted Lasso.
And his opponent, from Wichita, Kansas, Ted Lasso.
I mean, two pretty different people here. Jeff Jarrett, of course, experienced pro wrestler, but both of them still have a lot of experience in their top fields.
I have to say, what Dr. Doofenshmirtz came out and said he was going to manage Dr. Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. But when you look at managers, they don't really come much better than Ted Lasso. So. But he's looking to take his skills through the ring instead of, ringside. Let's see if he can, cement himself on the ladder here in UBW. But he takes on, a former world champion.
Former many-time world champion in Jeff Jarrett. Probably one of the more influential figures in modern wrestling, helping to found what would eventually become Impact Wrestling. Now, as a match against someone who he's never seen before in Ted Lasso.
Of course, both these men did get well in Royal Rumbles, but neither of them were very impressive in them. So this is really the first proper look we get at either man here in UBW.
Jeff Jarrett quickly trying to keep momentum early on. It worked for Daisy in our last match. As nice jumping fist drop by.
You say, but you are in a match like this. This roster is so large, and there is an element of randomness towards who gets put in these showcase matches. So it is partly luck to get yourself on the show. So you're going to want to show out when you do.
I think Jeff Jarrett really taking it to heart. Someone who never likes being overlooked.
He's going for the sleeper hole, looking to put Ted down away.
I think this one kind of sneakily maybe raking the eyes a little bit of Ted Lasso as he went for the choke.
You see, you can try, but he's got those sunglasses on, so I don't know how effective that's going to be.
And you think that really is a benefit that Ted Lasso has. With him wearing the visor, with him wearing the glasses, it'll be difficult to get any sort of sleeper holds on him. Difficult to get too much action to the face, to the top of the head.
He's taking a breather already, the onslaught, Double J's been on top from the early going here.
And I think this does just have to do with the conditioning. Ted Lasso not used to too much fighting, but
half and half suplex.
Lasso's still a very smart man, and we do have countouts in this match.
Working over the arm of Jarrett. Of course, if you do take out that arm, you can weaken that stroke.
Weaken the stroke and weaken the potential guitar shot.
But Lasso has got to watch out for that, of course. But this could end by count out. We could all leave to nothing.
And right now, just fighting in that corner, and Ted Lasso with just a big punch. This one not really turning into much of a wrestling match, more of a brawl.
Now Ted finally getting back in the ring.
And
he's going to. Oh, I thought he was going for a dive on Jeff Jarrett then, but.
Swing and a miss, and the atomic drop. As now Jeff Jarrett.
Wrestling expertise like that that won this man so many world titles.
So many world titles makes him one of the GOATs, one of the top pure pro wrestlers out here in UBW.
And he is mocking Ted Lasso with that air guitar there, but they're back on the outside. I didn't realize there was such a rivalry here, but they're taking this very personally. But I guess maybe it is just that showcase match, like I said, getting on TV is a blessing, and you really want to make the most of your chance, and neither of them want to give up.
I mean, I don't want to play armchair psychologist, but maybe Jeff Jarrett feeling a little bit insulted that he has to go up against Ted Lasso in order to show himself. Again,
I mean, you say that, but you can't underestimate anybody in UBW. Need I remind you, the Noid won a Royal Rumble.
Is very true, and I think that might be something that Jeff Jarrett
is the women's multiversal champion.
Getting a couple of strikes there. As I was saying before, Jeff Jarrett, one of the best gear wrestlers in this company. Io, Guy, Tyrus. You have a lot of top-tier wrestlers out here, and Jeff Jarrett near the
Ted
top.
Lasso could have just upset one right there. No. Could take more than that. Of course, you mentioned Tyrus, the best pure wrestler, the real pro wrestler. Could he be a member of Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated?
It's entirely possible, but of course...
It's a stroke!
The stroke comes on in.
But of course, Lasso next to the ropes. We have seen those ropes.
If Ted Lasso's learned too much if he can get to the ropes.
Doesn't need the ropes. He's taken out by himself. Oh, second stroke.
And Jeff Jarrett not giving any time.
One,
and I think that's it.
No!
Oh, Ted Lasso!
Look at the strength of the heart of Ted Lasso.
Ted, not someone who's nearly...
He's come back from losing positions before. To him, this is just the second half.
The big boot to the back. Now Ted Lasso working down on Jarrett's arm.
Now
that he knows how strong the stroke is, Ted Lasso wants to weaken it as much as possible.
He has just kicked out of 2 though, so maybe he's already mission accomplished.
Now stretching out that arm, and I think smart idea by Ted Lasso to focus on some extra limb work instead of Jeff Jarrett. He's mostly gone for the body, mostly gone for the head. Some big strikes, while Ted Lasso being
maybe Ted Lasso. They were looking at a technical wizard in Ted Lasso.
I think really the biggest weakness with Ted's game is just inexperience in wrestling. Meanwhile, and it's tough going against someone who is so experienced like Jeff Jarrett.
Back body drop. Could that be enough?
Now,
of course, we saw with the opening match. Any match could end. The wear and tear on your bodies in this match isn't to be overstated. Just because it's not a finishing move doesn't mean it can't end a match.
But Ted Lasso getting right back
up.
That's
that forearm. Oh, and a big forearm of his own. Could that be enough?
Jeff Jarrett was rocked by that, but not rocked enough. And Jarrett slow to get up. Ted Lasso still keeping the attack
Double J straight back to his feet. Up to a fireman's carry goes Lasso into the corner. Snake eyes.
Big man in comparison to Ted Lasso can really put on that strength, and maybe that blow a little bit low, but ref saying it was to the gut. Jarrett once again putting Lasso into the corner.
Ted Lasso spear. Oh, back and forth we go. These two men have got each other's number. Some great reversals here in this match.
Ted Lasso, that backbreaker onto Jarrett.
He's going for a submission. Sharpshooter by Ted Lasso.
Waiting for the sharpshooter. Shades of Bret Hart.
Wow, Bret Hart. This could be his idol, We've seen some technical wizardry. Oh, there's a third stroke.
And I think third time...
That's got to be it. Third time is going to be the time for double J.
From next to the ropes, but Ted Lasso not able to get there.
Being that close to the ropes only really matters if you're still conscious, and it seems Ted Lasso was not. And double J.
Here is your winner, Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett, just a tremendous performance out here to showcase of the potentially someone who will be challenging for that world championship. I'm sure.
Doug Dimmadome and Edward Cullen had better watch out for Jeff Jarrett after that performance, I have to say.
It'll be something to keep in mind. Jeff Jarrett has experience with world titles.
But the Haram, mate, we can't understand what you're saying.
We do not have our gorilla translator here quite yet.
I hear the gorilla translator is on the way, so it's hold firm. So Harambe for now, we're just gonna.
Yeah.
He's just gonna grunt in our ears. And here comes the gorilla translator now coming in. Oh, it's Nigel Thornberry. Having a chat with Harambe.
Can't quite hear him. And Nigel Thornberry, someone who...
Oh, he wants the polar bear. He wants to finish, because of course the polar bear and Harambe in that Royal Rumble.
They duked it out quite a lot throughout that Rumble, and
seems that a rematch could be on our hands, but now it's time for our main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the UBW Multiversal Women's Championship.
The first championship defense in the history of UBW happens right now, and there's the challenger, Belle Delphine, who's mouth, I think, looks different. It either looks different in this match or it will next. I can't remember if it's... Yeah, it has, yeah. Okay. But of course, Belle Delphine and Bhad Bhabie sort of had a unofficial agreement that Belle Delphine would get the first shot if Bhad Bhabie won the title. And of course, that did happen. So...
I mean, these two... We've seen them grow a fast friendship backstage, and, you know, maybe some might see it unexpected, some might see it as pretty expected, but regardless of what you think about it, it's what's happened, and I think Belle Delphine's played it very smart. It's gotten her a title match.
Yeah, being close to the champion, it does have its perks. But of course, the champion has overcome a lot of odds, won a Royal Rumble, won the main event of Big Bang. We saw her arriving earlier on tonight. And there she is, the champion. Bhad Bhabie, you know, overcoming all the odds, really. Like, when this promotion started, you wouldn't have thought this would be our first Multiversal Women's Champion. A very focused look on the champion's face, you know. Almost a completely different Bhad Bhabie to the one we saw make her way down to the ring to fight Sakura at Big Bang.
Bhad Bhabie just happy to finally have that recognition that she deserves. Having that championship in her hand, something that's gotta feel great for our first Multiversal champion, for our first two-time main eventer.
He is in our history books right now. Technically three-time main eventer, because I believe her Royal Rumble main event in that episode as well. If you want to count that.
So Bhad Bhabie really just showing himself so far in the early days of UBW as the
face
GOAT.
of UBW so far, you have to say, as we now take it down to the ring for the championship introductions for this big-time main event.
Introducing first, the challenger from Livingston, England by way of Cape Town, South Africa, Belle Delphine. And now, the champion. From Boynton Beach, Florida, she is the UBW Multiversal Women's Champion, Bhad Bhabie.
Bhad Bhabie staying disrespectful to the very end here, but you know the people love her. She's their scumbag, you could say.
Right
that
there.
Is the championship.
Pulling up that belt, all the marbles on the line here. Bhad Bhabie, Belle Delphine.
Iconic clash. A moment in time here in the first UBW TV main event as Belle Delphine on top. Oh, and a flying headbutt.
And quickly, it's Belle Delphine.
You could be looking at a new champion.
I think Belle really is just showing right now that, sure, we may be friends backstage, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna play it easy out here.
Friendships don't exist when you get into that ring unless you're a tag team.
As Belle Delphine's still just working hard on Bhad Bhabie. Bhad Bhabie out of the way is now trying
to make her. I can't even call it a comeback. We're down in the early going still. Belle Delphine misses that. Oh! Bhad Bhabie even needed the face. And a rolling senton.
And Bhad Bhabie, someone who we've really been shocked by. She's been a top tier performer out here. She's not champion for nothing.
And there's that code breaker, sort of like Cash Me Outside, but not really.
It's Belle now working down on Bhad Bhabie, slowing things down a little bit.
Belle Delphine was in that four-way for the Intergalactic title. This is her second chance. She's the first person, I believe, who has a chance to at two different championships. Unless, again, you count the tag team people that were in the Royal Rumble. But Royal Rumble's a grey area. So Belle Delphine with the cover. One.
And just before a 2 count. And Belle Delphine, I think, maybe could be seen as a little bit of manipulation of Bhad Bhabie, get her guard down. But, of course, from what we've seen at the very least backstage, they are proper friends. Now,
Bhabie. Oh! big takedown.
Jumping knee.
She's calling Belle Delphine to her feet. Could be signaling to end this. No, just a drop kick.
Drop kick to the gut. Now
Another
again. That flipping senton.
Not Bhad Bhabie. Nope, thought twice about it. Obviously, was planning springboard, but saw Belle Delphine gain to her feet and thought better of it.
And some more aggression. I think Bhad Bhabie now finally taking this match a little seriously. Big Bulldog coming out there.
Belle Delphine finally getting a rest, but that might not be enough.
And
DDT!
And
Bhad Bhabie, nobody home.
And Bhad Bhabie, everyone loving that move. It is difficult when you see a face-v-face match like this.
You know, two fan favorites, some technical difficulties out here. But yes, Bhad Bhabie, you know, I need to remember to turn her baby face in the game. Because they're booing her right now. Anyway, we're back. Tossing Belle Delphine back into the ring during the ad break.
As Bhad Bhabie still some big moves to Belle Delphine, but Belle rolls out of the way. No
arm drag.
Just no time spent for waiting, nothing to breathe as Belle Delphine I think Belle might just be looking to slow things down just to give herself a little bit of a rest, but...
Rocking the champion! I could be saying ex-champion in the matter of about a minute, because Belle Delphine's looking to wrap this up. No.
Bhad Bhabie gets back out of the way.
To the midsection. We know what she's thinking here. Cash me outside!
Cash me outside!
Is that it? One, two. No!
Belle Delphine, a strong competitor. There's a reason she was in that intergalactic match.
There is a reason he lasted 18 minutes 46 in the Royal Rumble. From entrant number 1, being eliminated by eventual winner Sakura Haruno. How about if he's going for the submission? No, Bhad Bhabie's already going for the submission on Belle.
Maybe just working down on the arm, but Belle quickly out of it.
Belle Delphine known to be submissive, but not tonight, it seems.
Now a big forearm. And again...
Oh, another catch me outside coming, maybe.
Not too much of a run-up. That could hurt, but Belle is down. Could be it. 1, 2.
Still no.
I think it was that run-up. Usually, Bhad Bhabie likes having that extra time.
With extra momentum, you could say. Now Bhad Bhabie going up top. He's calling Belle Delphine to her feet again. Crossbody caught.
Crossbody and Belle with some surprising strength. Quick slam down.
Another woman you don't really associate with being a powerhouse is Belle Delphine.
Of course, really, we do have a lot of surprising
roll-up.
Entries here. Get a roll-up. Could this be it? No. Trying to catch Belle Delphine off guard instead. Just kicks her leg out of her leg. And I think maybe
throwing a fit here by saying, why is this not over yet?
Now calling her up. Now.
Taking her down.
Nice snap there, followed by a knee to the back of the head.
Gonna grab that leg stomp.
Went for that stomp to the leg,
These
but
two definitely got each other scouted, is what I will say as well. You know, Belle Delphine, she obviously was practicing. She knew she was gonna fight Bhad Bhabie for this championship, and she's had the time to scout Bhad Bhabie. Even if Bhad Bhabie lost, you know, it's better to do the scouting than not. So, obviously, she knows all the champion's offense, but not that big kick.
Just a big kick to the side of the head, and we're responding back. Belle Delphine possibly regretting getting up right away.
Strong style, right here. The queen of strong style, Bhad Bhabie. Oh my goodness. Oh no, Belle Delphine could steal it. 1, 2.
And 2.5 before Bhad Bhabie kicks out. Now, one thing that I have seen is potentially, of course, we're thinking maybe these two could be a tag team, but of course, singles competition.
Belle Delphine was going for the e-girl driver right there, but Bhad Bhabie saw it coming.
Now, going in, single leg crab.
Is Bhad Bhabie going to be the one to submit?
Close to the ropes.
Oh no, she
Does
fights out.
manage to break out.
Oh, she
Now,
fought out. Catch me outside,
Good run
number
up
3
on the
could be
catch me
coming.
outside.
Third time could be the charm once again here on tonight's show. 2. There it
And
is.
there we go. Bhad Bhabie. But what a performance by Belle Delphine.
What a win for Bhad Bhabie. Standing tall on the first episode of UBW TV.
Of course, still happy to have that title.
Here
It is her
your
title.
winner,
You deserve it,
and
Queen.
Still, UBW Multiversal Women's Champion, Bhad Bhabie.
Bhad Bhabie's still the champion, and she's got a long ride home with that championship in her car. It's going to be a great one, though, for our champion. Our scumbag, Bhad Bhabie, retaining to close out tonight's UBW TV, Episode 1. And
I think not to toot her own horn, but I think a fantastic first
oh wait, there
showing.
goes Bhad Bhabie leaving. Wait, what the hell? That's it. Amy Rose. What the hell is? Oh, yeah, okay. Finally, Sakura with some common sense here. Come to the aid of the champion.
Never mind.
Sakura just threw. That's Bhad Bhabie's car. Wow. So much for a good sport, Sakura.
And I'm not
Don't
quite
know.
sure what to say about that.
Yeah, baby. But as Amy Rose and Sakura Haruno working together?
Something that we'll have to find out as we continue on for our next episode of UBW TV, but it's all we have for this one.
Next week, of course, we have, as we said earlier on, in the Galactic Women's Championship Open Challenge, as well as the tag team main event, Edward Khan and Dog Dimmadome against the 2 members of Doofus Merch Evil Incorporated. It's sure to be a great show, and we'll see you then, and hopefully we'll get the follow-up to whatever that was.